Everyone, this is Sainted, and this is the only way that I was able to get on here. There's a lot of crazy shit going on, so I'm gonna get through this as best I can. So, the recording device I'm having troubles with. That means that the deep state is on to my account again. Okay, so here we are. This is the Iranian Grand Ayatollah right up here, and he issued a statement of fatwa against Donald J. Trump and Netanyahu, called them enemies of God. Okay, now he lived, I don't know how, but anyways, so keep this in mind as we look at some of the newer stories. Okay, so, and I was just taking a look at this through the course of the day, and I was thinking to myself, here it is, it's arrived. Now, anybody that tells you that the shooting in Idaho is like, you know, it, they're, it's a mistake, or it's a crazy dude, or it's your grandma, she had too many meds. I think they need to reassess themselves, because I'm going to show you some other stuff. Now, you just saw that the Ayatollah just issued a fatwa, okay? And that's a like a holy war against the infidels. Now, this article, White on Rice, this is interesting, and I'm just going to let this police officer talk.
Well, people in that area need to be very careful because the sheriff has also said that if anybody gets a clear shot at the shooter or shooters, that they should take them out. And this is going to make it very difficult for law enforcement to try to determine who is in their sights. Maybe there's some innocent people, and they certainly don't want to take innocent individuals out. But this is a very fluid, active situation there in the Coeur D'Alene, Idaho area. And by the way, Molly, I've been in that area. This is right around the Canfield Mountain area there. Well, people in
Now, the Coeur d'Alene shooting is absolutely horrific. Well, I think 11 people have been shot, maybe more. If you take a look at my page, you can come up to and scroll up to a few of the other things that I have on the go. This is interesting right here. So let's have a listen.
Y'all are not going to believe what I just found having to do with the fire that was started for the ambush. I'm telling you, it's very, very odd. Not just that, but all the things that have been happening in the last few days, like that random explosion in Pennsylvania, they still don't know what it was. You know, hours back where one person passed away and a whole bunch of people were rescued and houses were blowing up. I guarantee you'll be glad you did not skip this video. Just wait 1 second. Gotta lay the groundwork. So right now in Idaho, they're having backup and also this kind of backup. And they're also asking for someone, if they have the shot, to shoot them. They said they don't know how many shooters there are, 1 to 4. We had 2 firefighters die, 9 others were shot, and 2 cops were shot. And they are saying, again, they intentionally set...
So, with that being said, you've got 11 people shot. The way that it sounds to me is though this is a genuine terrorist attack. They ambushed, they lit the fire, and then they ambushed the responders. I've just shown you what the Ayatollah has just stated. This isn't, a crazy random shooting. It's a terrorist attack. And I want all the patriots and all the Anons to keep your head on a swivel, see something, say something. You know the drill. Stay packed. And we'll finish up this video with this gentleman. But there is a terrorist attack on the United States. Now, how far it spreads into Canada, I don't know. But Canada, it seems, and I'm going to go down here with this interview with this lady talking to Sean Ryan, and she states quite openly that Canada has become a haven for terrorists and cartels, and they're pouring across the border. Now, Coeur d'Alene is in the northwest. It's right up. It's right below the Canadian border. I want you to hear what she has to say.
It's all happening in Canada now. And it's so obvious. It started during Trump's first administration when he first started cracking down on the southern border. Cartels knew they could go into Canada and they didn't need a visa like they needed to get into the US. They could just go, set up shop, negotiate, and network with pre-existing organized crime groups in Canada and say, hey, look, you guys have incredible access. Over 5,000 miles of practically unprotected border into the United States. We can produce this product here and traffic it. And what do we have in Vancouver? The Port of Vancouver. And where are the precursors coming in? From China. Less than 1% of cargo that comes into the Port of Vancouver is actually inspected.
Less than how much?
Less than 1%.
Less than 1%?
That is an official number.
Are you saying?
Now, with only 1% that's being checked, how many terrorists do you think are in the Port of Vancouver unloading their arms right now? How many drug cartels are unloading their product right now? Canada, ladies and gentlemen, is a serious security threat to the national security of the United States. Canada is not run by Mark Carney or Justin the Boob Trudeau. No, ladies and gentlemen, Canada is run by the King of England. This is an assault. This is war. And that is what's come to our front door.
In addition to Mexico produced, or it's all moved to Canada?
I think the majority is moved to Canada.
Now we're just going to finish up with this video from this gentleman. And it is pretty serious. And there's going to be more. That's what I'm afraid of. A lot more. Now, the reason why there's been so many attacks on General Flynn, and we'll get to that in a second. And we'll finish up with this gentleman's video.
To do with the fire that was started for the ambush. I'm telling you, it's very, very odd. Not just that, but all the things that have been happening in the last few days, like that random explosion in Pennsylvania, they still don't know what it was. You know, hours back where one person passed away and a whole bunch of people were rescued and houses were blowing up. I guarantee you'll be glad you did not skip this video. Just wait 1 second. Gotta lay the groundwork. So right now in Idaho, they're having backup and also this kind of backup. And they're also asking for someone, if they have the shot, to shoot them. They said they don't know how many shooters there are, 1 to 4. We had 2 firefighters die, 9 others were shot, and 2 cops were shot. And they are saying, again, they intentionally set the fire to trick them. Okay, so the last few days, we've had a huge uptick in warnings, right? For the U.S., for sleeper cells, for terror events. Some dude come out saying 4 days left, 3 days left, etc. FBI makes a arrest and terror plot against churches in Idaho. Oddly enough, do you remember those other 2 churches that were just targeted while we think they may be indirect? Really makes you think, doesn't it? Put it this way, if someone's firing on first responders, it's not a personal vendetta. It's an outright attack of the people and the system. By the way, this is the wolf fire happening in California right now at over 1,000 acres. And of course the Idaho fire, which I believe the sheriff came out and said they're not even going to be able to put the fire out. And the ambush was set up very well because they are just straight up gridlocked in this little area where no one can get to them unless they're going through the woods, therefore being shot at. The perfect spot of the fire and the perfect spot to be set up in to aim at those who are coming in takes a lot of preparation. This was very well planned out. And regardless who takes the fall for this, organizations like this aren't just lone wolves. They have a pack of people in a certain area and they all work together. Chaotic disasters happening every single day and no reasoning, no explanation for any of them. Like the Amazon truck that blew up in DC. I feel like we're not being told everything, but it's why I can't find out. And again, many sources are claiming very weird things are going to happen on July 4th. I don't know, but things are definitely looking very strange right now.
Okay, so there's that. Now, some of the other people have been talking about General Flynn as of late, and I do believe that I'll make another video about this, but Anons, don't ever kid yourself. General Flynn is on the good guys' side, and a lot of people are very upset. And the reason why they're very upset, a lot of those shills are very upset, is because of what he's bringing to the table. And I believe that he will step in at one point as director of NSA or some form of a government official. I don't know which one yet. Don't know. I'm not going to guess. That is just crazy to do that. So many times I've said, yeah, this is going to happen. It doesn't. And we all know that. So I'm not going to say anything. But with these fires and everything going on, I firmly believe that we are under attack. So keep your head on a swivel, see something, say something, and listen to your local police, and we're going to make it through this no matter what, because I do believe that what's going to happen next is the military is the only way. Q's been saying it to us the whole time. The military is the only way to get these people out of our countries. Now, I've just explained to you that Canada is a major national security threat, and it is. And that is how I think we'll become the 51st state and get rid of these terrible, terrible losers that are running this country right now and trying to bring down not only Canada, but our American patriot friends down to the south. And I really can see it. It's really large. It's really big. And the only way through this is to take Canada and make it the 51st state. That's the only way. That's my personal opinion. This is Sainted, and I'm out of here.